Now, in preparation for this this webinar, I had the great opportunity and the great pleasure of talking to a lady called Dot Platt. Now, here on the screen you can see Dot, and she's the marketing manager of a company called Cubitt's Classic Home Improvements, a very successful builder and extension company based in Sydney. They've been going for 15, 16 years and turn over millions and millions of dollars. Won't go into too much detail, of course. But I wanted to ask Dot. I sat down with Dot for about an hour, and over a coffee and Tim Tam, I wanted to ask Dot, as a marketing manager, who is your target market? Now, in Cubitt's Classic Home Improvements, as you can see, I've drawn a little red line around what they do, ground floor and first floor extensions. And Dot said, you know, our target market for ground floor and first floor extensions, this is our target market. She said, David, we target by geography. I said, oh, that's interesting, Dot. Tell me more about what you mean by targeting geography. Well, she said, David, in the Sydney market, we operate in the Sydney market. In the Sydney market, there's some areas that have new suburbs, new kind of building suburbs. Kellyville, Hoxton Park. These are all suburbs with a lot of new homes in them. So we don't target those areas because, you know what, somebody just moving, a new couple moving into the new home, they're not going to do an extension anytime soon. That's a brand new home. So we target areas that have older homes in them. 20 years, 50-year-older homes, the Northern Districts, the North Shore times. So we target by geography. That was very interesting, I said. She said, it might sound obvious, David, but we target homeowners. We are yet to do an extension, a $100,000 plus extension for somebody who rents their place. So we obviously target homeowners. That is one of the key niches in our target market. For ground floor and first floor extensions, you know what, David? We target 45 plus couples as a demographic. Now, 45 plus couples, she said, you know, generally have teenage children in the house, so they're at an important life stage cycle. They're at an important life stage decision-making process where they have to, with teenage children in the house, they have to maybe move out and get a bigger house, or extend the house they currently live in. So 45 plus couples is her target market in that instance. But there's this one thing that she said to me, and it rang my bells. And my father used to say to me, son, the bells are always ringing. It's whether we take heed or not. And she said this. She said, David, but our target market is forever evolving, and we recheck, we keep our finger on the pulse, we reassess it every 6 months. Wow. She reassesses her target market every 6 months. I don't know about you, but we sometimes fall into the trap of setting our target market in a set and forget way. We set our target market, we don't look at it for another year, 18 months, 2 years, because we think, you know, that's our target market. Yet this world, I don't have to tell you, this world is forever evolving and it's changing at a faster and faster pace. And because Dot understands that, she reassesses her target markets every 6 months. Now, it might, you know, the geography, the home ownership, the 45 plus couples might not be changing. But you know what's changing dynamically? Is the characteristics, the needs, the wants, the fears, and the concerns. And those needs and wants and fears and concerns change dramatically on a day-to-day basis by what the media feeds us, by what information the world's at. So she's always keeping her finger on the pulse in that instance. So I said, that's great, Dot. What's some of the characteristics that your target market's looking for? She said they're looking for a professional company. Here we're coming into their house. We're going to build something that they're going to look at pretty much for the rest of their life. So they want to make sure that they're dealing with somebody who's not going to do anything, untrustworthy and just run off with their money. Not going to do a shoddy job. So trust plays an important part in the fact as well, because, you know, in a lot of cases we're taking a big deposit up front, 50% deposit. So once again, their quality comes into play as well. These are the needs and wants and the fears and concerns that Dot needs to make sure her company meets in their target market's expectations before they win a lot of the work. Now, you'll notice that she never mentioned price. So a lot of inexperienced business owners go about thinking that they're going to win business on price alone. Yet price isn't a major factor in a lot of instances. It maybe come in, third or fourth before or after, trust, professional quality, quality and professionalism. So price isn't always a determining factor in a lot of instances. Now, talking about how the world has evolved and keeping up to date, as Dot does in a fast-changing pace world, you might remember Kentucky Fried Chicken. If the younger people in the audience, they probably know it as KFC, but before KFC, it was known as Kentucky Fried Chicken. And if you look in the right-hand top of the screen, that's the old chicken box that you used to get, Kentucky Fried Chicken or chicken bucket. Jeez, I'm stuttering and stumbling today. My apologies. Now, what did the world start to say a few years back about fried food? It was bad for you. Fried food is no good. It's terrible. Shouldn't eat fried food. So Kentucky Fried Chicken understands that point, understands what the market and how the market has changed. So now you don't see anything about fried food in KFC. Yet it's still Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I can promise you it's still the same chicken, still the same salty fries, still the same ordinary coleslaw. But yet they've adapted to what the marketplace or what the target market's expectations, needs, wants, fears and concerns. They've adapted and then met their customers' expectations. So nowhere now will you see Kentucky Fried Chicken or anything talking about fried food. Now it's KFC. Here's an old ad I found from the 50s or late 50s, early 60s. This Kenwood is still selling on the market today in 2013. And the ad back 50 years ago was this. Apologies to the ladies in the in the webinar here. The chef does everything but cook. That's what wives are for. Now, can you imagine them running this ad in 2013? It just wouldn't cut it, would it? The uproar would be, well, the social media. They'll get a lot of coverage in social media, and it would be negative coverage, but nonetheless coverage. But what they've done, they've adapted. I haven't got a copy of their ad current, but they've adapted. They would not run this ad, but this ad was current and met the needs, wants, fears and concerns back 50 years ago. But obviously it doesn't meet that now. Hopefully you're getting the point. So in summary, defining your target market. Know your customers' needs, wants, understand the demographics, understand who your target market is. Know more about your customers than your product or service. Because if you know about your customers, you can tailor your product. You can package up your product and service to meet their expectations, to meet their demands. Segment your market into niches. Having multiple segments, multiple target markets are niches. And each of these target markets will have, they might be similar demographics, but they might have different needs, wants, fears and concerns.